Hello, everybody. Uh, Welcome to actual play. Let me zoom in for a hot second here. In case you haven't noticed, our overlays are a little bit different. So I'm doing something today that's a little fancy. We're trying out something new on the tech end. Let me just. Oh, wait, no. Amazing. Just playing right through everything. That's gonna be great. Actually, let me. Oop, it's fine. So hi, welcome to actual play. My name is Strash. I use he/him pronouns. I'm usually one of the regular streamers here, but today I'm going to be your producer. So I'm going to actually be hiding behind the scenes. I'm going to let all these lovely people introduce themselves and do all of the cool role playing. So one thing that I have to note is here on actual play, because we're in the middle of the apocalypse, we are donating all proceeds. So anything we get in terms of subscriptions and or cheers, etc., we just pass on forward. We actually split it equally between BLM and the Trans Legal Defense Fund. So it's just the thing that we're doing because the world's on fire and we're trying to help just as little as we can. Actually, no, we're trying to help as much as we can, but this is the little that we can do, I guess. Anyway, that's it for me right now. I'm going to let these lovely people introduce themselves. Jay, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm Jay. I use he/him pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at MadJ0. How are you, Jen?
I'm doing well, thank you. I've had a second coffee, so it's great. I'm Jen. I use she, her pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at 10penjen. Yeah, I'm just real excited to play this game. I work at a community college. I love the 80s. I love putting magic in things. I'm so excited. Jamie, what about you?
Hi, I'm Jamie. I use they, them pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at Temporal Hiccup. Sorry, I was a little slow. It's 2 a.m. here because I'm that excited to play this game. I'm just going through my tea though, so I'll be fine in a bit. Yeah, I'm really excited to get into this. I already have my wardrobe planned out for my character. Great big inspiration from Wham's "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go" plus Preppy is what I'm envisioning. Anyway, but that's that's me. The important stuff out of the way. What about you, Adira?
Hi. Yeah, I'm also very excited to play this game. Lighthearted is super cool, and I really like it. And I'm Adira. My pronouns are she, her. You can find me on Twitter at Adira Slattery, or just by Googling the words Adira Slattery. Yeah, and this is a cool game, and I'm really excited to play it. And Kurt, what do you think about this game that you made?
Oh, I love it. Hi, I'm Kurt. He/him pronouns. You can find me at Kurt Potts pretty much everywhere. And I'm a co-author of this game. I wrote Lighthearted with my wife Kate Potts. And Lighthearted, I'm assuming you're not familiar, Lighthearted is a magical 80s RPG that's currently on Kickstarter that you can find by going to lighthearted.games. Oh, I did it at the top. Well, so I guess I just jump in now that we know who everybody is, yeah? All right. So let me tell everybody a little bit about what the game is. So Lighthearted is like I said, a magical 80s RPG. You all play college mages, but we are going to explore your cliques that you used to be in high school and how you're going to grow out of those. In Lighthearted, you play a prep, a jock, a geek, a rebel, or an outcast, like those kids in the Breakfast Club, except you just started Magic Community College. It's a different kind of modern fantasy game with a focus on emotions and growing up, and I am so stoked to share it with everyone. I got little in the thing, but that's okay. I'm going to be the director for this game, which is the GM role in Lighthearted, and all these wonderful other folks will be our cast. They have primary characters in the game. Okay. All right. So let's see. What you need to know about Lighthearted. It is an alternate 1980s. This is not our world. It is a different world. There are fantasy religions. There are people running around chosen by the deities of that religion to fight dark magic and stuff like that. Magic is everywhere. Everyone knows what magic is and how it works and things like that. But it's like hard to do. So you got to go to community college to learn how to do it. Let's see. I think that's everything we need to know. So now what we're going to do, we started making characters before we went live, but we saved the juiciest bits for the actual game, or for the live stream. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go through. Everyone has chosen a click, which is they're like playbooks in Lighthearted. And we are going to go through and see which functions and strengths they chose. And then we'll talk about, we'll find out what their names are, what they look like, and we'll see how they know each other from high school. So that's an exciting part. So first off, we can do names at the end if everybody wants to. We just need names before we do the character questions, before we start asking each other, so we know who to write down on our character sheets. So let's go around. Who has a name for their character? And we'll start with you. Oh, Jamie.
Because other people gave me the name. But yeah, so I'll just introduce Steph, like what I know about them so far. So I'm playing Steph. Steph is the prep. I really love the description for each of the clicks. So I want to read the quote. You just can't understand the kind of pressure I'm under, being perfect all the time. And that's really what I'm going to go for here. So Steph uses they, he pronouns. They are masked, non-binary. They have perfectly fluffed hair. Like imagine, like that perfect, like air-defying kind of like 80s hair, which I accidentally got today because I gave myself a haircut. So it's an accidental quarantine mullet as usual. It was a little too short, so I'm actually kind of in character without realizing it. So there's that. I put here perfectly fluffed hair because I have people for that, who perfectly fluff my hair every morning. I have a glamorous face. My threads are, like I said, wham plus preppy. I have permanent glitter and prismatic shining hair that reflects my emotions. It's like a mood ring situation with the hair, I think, because I love how this game plays into the emotions. So I really wanted to jump into that. And yeah, for my strengths, I picked Total Betty. Maybe you're born with it. Maybe it's magic. Increase glam by 1 step. I also have Filthy Rich. You're so rich, the Joneses keep up with you. Roll glam +2. Anytime your excessive wealth would help you solve a problem. I have 2 malfunctions, which are Snob. It's hard being so much better than everyone else. So I gain a heart whenever I put someone down to maintain superiority. And I gain XP when I sacrifice my reputation to help someone. And the second malfunction is Man-Eater. Everyone uses everyone else. It's expected. So gain a heart when you use a date for personal gain. Gain XP when you forego your social responsibilities to make your date feel more comfortable. So that's Steph so far in a nutshell.
Awesome. Thank you, Jamie. I'm super excited about Steph. Let's see. I see Adira, it looks like you have a name on your character sheet.
Yes, I do. Yeah. So I have made a rebel, Parker, she, her. Parker is your sort of classic like 80s punk girl leather jacket with a bunch of extra studs and zippers, t-shirts always from different bands, either like a skirt or just some shorts, because she is very fast. Yeah. I've got 2 different strengths. We've got a runner when it's time to motor, your first out of the gate. Increased motor by 1 step. And alley cat. Backdoors, shortcuts, and shady deals are right up your alley. You are in control when you dip off the main path. So time to do some fun crimes. And my malfunctions are troublemaker. It's us versus the system. Gain a heart when you break a rule to look cool. Gain XP when you break a rule to right an injustice. And backstreet lover. You're excellent at helping preps upset their parents. Gain a heart when you use your bad rep to get a date. Gain XP when you show someone that love doesn't need to fit other people's expectations. Because if I'm doing crime, might as well be gay at the same time. Hell yeah. And that's Parker.
Awesome. Yeah, that's be gay, do crimes. All right, cool. Let's see, who else do we have? It looks like everybody's got one. Let's go with Molly next.
Yeah, so Molly is the geek. She always has a side ponytail. Her face is actually beautiful. Her threads are suspenders with like a button-down shirt, but underneath the button-down shirt is always like a geek t-shirt. like a Superman one, or whatever. I think the kind of geek that she is probably like audio visual, and I think that she always has headphones, right? The old kind with the little puffy bits on them, not the in-ear kind. They didn't have those in the 80s. And then like a Walkman, always has a Walkman. For strengths, she's a brainiac. When you're the brains and you are the brains and everybody knows it. Boost mental one step. And then just the facts. You don't have to be charismatic to be right. Use mental instead of sway when you use facts to prove a point. And then malfunctions, I picked coward. It's a scary thing stepping outside your door. Gain a heart when you run or hide from a fight. Gain XP when you defend yourself or someone else. And then I picked awkward, which I have to switch to Roll20 because it's not actually on my printed sheet. Sorry. Awkward. Geeks just don't have any chill. Gain a heart when you freeze up or say something awkward in front of someone attractive. Gain XP when you relax and talk to someone you're attracted to like a person.
Awesome. Yeah, that's super cool. Yay. Molly's the best. Okay. I love the side pony. All right. Last but not least, we got Simon.
Simon. Okay, so Simon is the outcast. He is his pronouns are he, him. He is a well-dressed 9-ball champion. I think he's always in a 3-piece suit, shoes, hair nice and neat. I think he color coordinates so everything supports his flamboyant, flashy tie. He carries his 9-ball stick in like a katana-like bag across his back kind of thing. Let me see, I'm pulling up Roll20 here. His strengths are Indigo Monday. It's nice being sad. It's like a warm blanket. Indigo is always rolled one step higher than normal. Wallflower. If you spend a few moments observing a crowd, you can gather information as if you had been asking questions. And then he's got 2 malfunctions. The mask. Your elaborate makeup and clothes are your armor against the world. And then bug out bag. You're ready to run at a moment's notice. Gain a heart when you run from a commitment before you can get hurt. That's Simon.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's see. Is there anything else we need to know about Lighthearted before we do any more? I don't think so. Okay, so we know all the characters. So now we're going to find out how they knew each other in high school. So on each of the character sheets, you have a thing called ties. And you, I think each person is going to pick 2 of these, and you're going to ask them aloud of the group, and then someone is going to jump in. Now, this is a little harder on stream stuff because it's so, but feel free to jump in if you have an idea, and we'll try to make sure that everybody gets a good mix. And so if it's someone's not getting a lot of questions answered, then I'll help coordinate. But we'll go, let's see, we'll go Steph, Parker, Molly, then Simon. So choose one. So Steph, choose one of your tie questions and ask it of the group, and then someone will answer that question, becoming the subject of the question.
Cool. Yeah, I like that. So, these are such good questions. Okay, I'm just gonna jump on it. Who found that dark grimoire with me? Which one of us was tempted by it? So just going hardcore in the magic from the get-go. I also I'm imagining, like, as I reached out to touch the grimoire, my glittering hair turned black purple. Anyway, that's not important. I just had to say it.
Important, though, is the thing.
Color changing hair is the most important thing.
Right? I'm living my fantasies through Steph, so please let that happen in the next 10 years. 5, actually, maybe. But yeah, who wants to, like, discover the dark grimoire with me?
I would love to. I would love to discover the dark grimoire with you, Steph.
Perfect. So the second question is, which one of us was more tempted by it? What do you think?
Oh, that's a good question. Can I say you? Is that mean of me?
No, you can give me as many knives as you like.
Okay.
I'm that kind of player, so please feel free. Oh my gosh, I was more tempted by it. Can I say that as the pages opened up, there was a moment where I actually looked more quotation mark normal, like more of your average person, and then that's when you realize that I actually just want to be a normal person, and being this perfect and pretty all the time is so difficult.
It's so much
You know,
work.
it's a burden I bear. So, but I think in like all seriousness, Steph just like it's a facade that they really have to work on. So I think you know that Steph doesn't want to have that facade.
Cool.
Awesome. That's exciting. Parker, you want to go?
Sure. I have one question on here that is just, I love it. Who is my ex and how did I screw it up?
I'll be the X.
Awesome.
You did not understand the genius of my favorite band. That's how you screwed it up.
So
Yeah.
legit.
What sort of music does Simon like?
Duran Duran.
All right.
Awesome.
And that's it. All things Duran Duran. That's it.
That's all you'll listen to.
That's it. Nothing else.
It's just that one cassette that's stuck in your car.
But I think there were. I heard there were 3 in the 80s. I heard this.
Mm.
Gotta have some variety. You can't just listen to the same song over and over and over again.
You wear the tape out, literally.
Yeah.
That is true. Yes.
Yeah. All right, cool. Molly.
Yeah, okay, so continuing the big juicy questions, who was my high school crush and did you know?
I'll be your high school crush.
Amazing, I love it.
Yeah,
Did you
Yeah,
know?
let's form that triangle.
No. Let's go with no. No's fun.
Perfection.
Great.
Awesome. Okay, cool. And Simon.
Who else understands the genius of my favorite band? See what I did there?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I think it has to be me. Like, of course, my mother and father paid to have Duran Duran show up for a private concert, you know, and you got to go.
Nice.
Awesome. Okay, so we go back around to Steph.
Ooh, let's see. So I think, you know what? I think this is going to be adorable. Who took care of me when I got sloppy drunk on prom night? So, of course, no one could see me in this wretched state. So someone had to take care of me.
I'll do it.
Oh, I really like that.
No one would believe me anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, it's so perfect. And I guess I want to ask like a follow-up question. Like, I'm just kind of imagining, was that when did I interrupt the moment when the geek was going to admit their feelings?
I mean, there's a fine line between like was working up the courage and was about to. Like that space is infinite, literally. So, but yes, I was. Yeah.
I'm just imagining like it was prom night. It was like time after time, like that moment when you're looking across the floor.
Yep.
You're like gathering the courage, and then I get sloppy messy.
Mm-hmm.
Someone
Thanks
has
for
to
that,
help.
friend.
Anyway, if everyone's cool with that.
That's awesome. All right, Parker.
Who surprised me by posting my bail? Do I still owe you?
I mean, I will if nobody else is interested in it, because
Sure.
that feels like a thing I would do.
Yeah. What do you think I did?
Oh goodness. I think you went, you shoplifted, but it wasn't like you shoplifted one thing. You went on like a spree, right? It was like store after store after store.
You got to keep it small and hit different stores at different times. How did I not realize this?
And then the question was, do you still owe me?
Yeah.
Yes, you still owe me.
Yes.
Nice. Awesome. Let's see. Molly.
Yep, I'm up next. Who played Dungeons and Darkness with me, and why did you quit?
Oh my god, can that be me? if no one else wants to. I just like the idea that I got way into it, right? Like I bought the wizard clothes and everything, but oh my god, it's so uncool if people found out that I play that game. So
did you quit after I like mentioned it to you in the school hallways, and then you were like, "No, cannot have this."
Yeah, and I think the wrong people overheard, and it was like that moment when, is Steph going to be a decent person? And no, they weren't.
Oh.
They just had this face of like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, you, like, and then just walked away. Like, I think that was it. But I think you talk about your campaigns, and I listen to every word because I really want to play again, but I can't.
You can though. You just think you can't.
My reputation.
Amazing. Simon.
Who did I live with for a week when I ran away?
I mean, I would love to have a connection with you if nobody else wants that one.
Deal. Was I a good roommate or was I a bad roommate?
Oh, I mean, I think that you were a fine roommate. I think that I was sort of hoping that it would bring us closer as friends, and then you left, and it was sort of like, oh, okay, I guess we'll go back to that whole "you're too cool for me" thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that even the outcast doesn't want to hang out with the geek. They're like, but pool is all about geometry. It's just angles. All right. Sorry. Okay. So does everybody have a tie with everybody else, or do we want to do one more round of questions?
I think one more round.
Okay.
Right?
We can do one more round. We're burning through them pretty quick. Sometimes they can take a long time, so I didn't want to eat too much of the game time with it, but I think we can do one more round. So let's go back to Steph and hit it.
Oh my god, I'm so glad. So my third question is, I took someone under my wing who was my project in high school, and did I help or hurt you? I like how Jen is like, I was hopeless. Was I reading that correctly? Okay.
How long do they have to be under your wing?
Oh, it could have been like just a montage week length, you know? Like, yeah. What do you think?
I think it would maybe make sense for you to try and make Parker a little bit more respectable, especially considering that Parker like helped you out at the end of prom, things like that. She definitely did not like it.
Can I say I did the misguided attempt of trying to make you look more like Duran Duran, like to embody that vibe, and it did not, because I thought it would help you get back together with Endgame, but apparently it
I
didn't
love
work.
it.
Yeah. No. No. Not feeling it. Not Duran Duran. Nah.
That's fantastic.
No suits. Nah. It's a little constraining. I love
Yeah,
it.
I'm looking at the outfits. I'm looking at the outfits now, and they were really like lines.
Mhm.
These like really, really boxy lines, which are so not Parker style.
Amazing.
Mhm.
Parker.
Who got caught ditching with me, and what did we see that we don't talk about?
Oh, that's me. That's me. I got caught. What did we see that we don't talk about? Something scandalous. Something scandalous with the faculty.
Ooh. Is there any sort of like so there's like dark magic, Kurt, yeah?
Yeah.
Is there like could we have like stumbled into some faculty doing some sort of like weird frowned upon magic?
Yeah, I mean, I just ran a 15-session campaign where it was about the teacher cult that they saw in high school from this question. But yeah.
Perfect.
So yeah, you
That
can
is
see
perfect.
a dark magic teacher cult. That's
right.
totally a thing that can happen.
Perfect.
What were they doing with dark magic that you saw?
What are the possibilities of dark magic?
Well, let me talk a little bit about the darkness. So the darkness in this world is like it is the thing below, right? Is the thing that is creeping in and tempting our kids, and it is tempting our people. There were if you are tempted by dark magic, you are called tempted, and you there are like PSAs about if you see something, say something, don't get tempted by the darkness.
Just say no to darkness.
Yeah, just say no to darkness.
This is your brain on darkness.
Yes,
kind of
100%.
PSA? Okay.
Yeah, it's like an egg and it just smash. It's like, see, or no, it'd be something burning, right? And so smoke would come off.
Right.
But dark magic looks like sort of like dark shadow manipulation and green, sickly, almost like toxic energy. But like it could be they summoned a dark creature. It could be that they were siphoning life off of something, that kind of stuff.
Can I make a suggestion? So I think maybe what you saw was they were using dark magic, but to do something that wasn't like particularly evil, but it was the fact that they were using dark magic to do it, like grading papers or something, right?
I'm a big fan of grading papers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just the pile of papers, the sickly green energy comes out, wraps around it. F's.
Yeah. The Scantron machine is powered by dark magic, for sure.
Yes.
As it is in normal life. I mean, yeah. So they were powering the Scantron machine with dark magic. That's awesome. Okay. Molly.
Yeah. Who saved me when one of my high school magic experiments went awry?
I would like to jump in if folks are not gonna jump in. So I was listening to Duran Duran in the background to imagine my montage. I'm thinking it's Hungry Like the Wolf. Anyway, but I'm back here on this plane of existence with a new song for us. So the experiment went wrong. What do you think you were experimenting on? Like,
Yeah, I think I was probably trying to do like college level magic in high school. because that's sort of my thing. And so, yeah, I think maybe it was like a defense kind of thing, defense against the darkness. And it didn't go well. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I want to say I used the Dark Grimoire to like save you.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. And then so there's like one streak of my hair that's permanently black glitter, but it's hidden, you know.
That's so cool.
So I gave away a part of my soul to protect you. No biggie. Like,
No big. Do you still have the Dark Grimoire?
yeah, I do. I do
Yeah.
have it. It's like I asked my parents to build a vault for it, of course, you know.
Yeah.
So it's under chains and stuff. And there's a really handsome bodyguard protecting it.
Like you do. Awesome. Okay. Let's see. Simon.
Who was with me when I got sucked into another dimension?
I think all of us got this one.
I know. Just jump in on that.
Is the limit only one person?
I mean,
oh my gosh.
If you want everyone to have been with you when you got sucked into another dimension,
Could
I'm
we
not going
have
to tell
been
you
playing
no.
Dungeons and Darkness, and then like, we got sucked in, like it was our minis first, and the dice, and then we got sucked in.
And how was I changed?
Maybe we can each give like a small change, like just to.
I mean, the one that I thought of is whichever was used to be your primary hand. Like if you were right-handed, now you're left-handed, or vice
Nice.
versa.
That's
I like
so
that.
insidious,
Right?
and subtle. Yeah,
Yes,
that's
yes.
so. Like all of us are just like, you know what I'm gonna say. I'm also gonna say, there are memories we have that when Simon came back, no one else had them. Like these weird, but they're small things, right? Like who Simon went out with on a date, or like, you know, all the like the yearbook is changed and whatever, but only the four of us remember what Simon was before that time.
What if your eyes also changed colors?
I like that.
Nice.
Like now they're like a really vibrant, like really dark brown or really bright green or something like that.
I like the bright green. And I think the hand changed messes up my 9-ball game.
That's true. Dang.
Yeah, definitely.
And so, yeah.
When did that happen? Like how long ago was that?
I think it's fairly recent because
Okay.
I think if I don't get on it, I may not be champion anymore, right?
Oh no!
Right? Because of the hand changiness.
Yeah.
So I think I could do everything you could normally do with as if that was my hand, except for 9-ball. That skill didn't come over, right?
Oof.
So I think I was left-handed before. Maybe I was getting an advantage that way. Now I'm right-handed, and I'm playing like it's day one for me. So, but I can write with my right hand perfectly.
Okay. That's a cool change. I like that. All right. Well, I think that's all the ties then. There's one other thing we're going to do, which is we're going to create bonds. So you're each going to create an NPC who you have a connection with. All we need is a name and a brief description and what kind of connection you have to them. And there's kind of a list. They can be an anchor, which is someone who drags you down. They can be a mentor, which is someone who gives you advice. They can be a BFF, so they can be your best friend, who's always there to help out. They can be, I'm doing this from memory, so I'm trying to, they can be a pedestal, which is someone that you put up on a pedestal. They can be a lover, which is a positive romantic relationship. If you want a negative romantic relationship, choose the anchor or the pedestal. And I think that's it.
There's mentor too.
Oh yeah, mentor is someone who gives you advice. Oh, and criminal. Criminal is someone who gets you access to like illicit stuff.
Well, now I know which one I'm picking.
Yeah. So all we need is a name, and I didn't. I forgot to put a space for it in your character sheets, but you can just hit some returns at the end and add it. And if you want to tell me, I'll make a little note for myself with that info in it. So I'll just go around. Adira, do you want to make a bond?
Yeah, let's make a criminal.
Okay.
So, what are some fun magic crimes?
Magic crimes. You could be making illegal potions.
Mm.
Like performance enhancing potions kind of things, or just magic drugs. You could definitely be doing some sort of like weird dimensional robberies.
Is necromancy illegal?
Yeah, we're gonna say yes.
Okay.
I love Dave's reaction.
Well,
we're gonna say that necromancy is dark magic.
Sure. Let's go with my criminal friend Osiris the Necromancer.
Okay, Osiris Necromancer. Pronouns?
He, him.
Awesome. Just like a brief description.
Othy, Osiris definitely is not the name that he was born with.
Yeah.
It's definitely something that he picked up to be even more gothy.
Okay, so goth, got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Osiris the Necromancer, who is a goth, and is your criminal bond.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jen, do you want to?
Yeah, I made one. I'm going to say it's Mr. Tyler, who uses he, him pronouns, who was my physics teacher in high school. And he was like, it was his first year teaching, fresh out of his master's program.
Okay. And they're your mentor?
Yeah.
And then like tweed jacket.
Yeah, very much like trying to be the serious, legit teacher, even though he didn't really know what he was doing.
Okay, and then he, him. Okay. Cool. So we have Mr. Tyler. I'll bold these names so I can find them easier when I'm doing this. Hey, do you want to give us one?
Well, yes. So, Jin totally nabbed my idea.
I'm sorry.
But I'm gonna keep the physics teacher, Mr. Tyler. Can he be my anchor?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I think that works. That's perfect.
Okay, so he's your anchor. So he's dragging you down.
Yes.
Okay.
My original idea was like Jin's. He was going to be my mentor, but I think the anchor. No, it's perfect. I think the anchor works, and I like that it's the same person, right?
Yeah.
So we see two aspects of that individual.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I like the teacher like not being okay with you using physics in Nineball. Being like, you can do better than this. You're better than this.
Awesome.
I feel like I kind of like the idea how Simon kind of has a shonen protagonist story arc going on. I have to relearn how to
With an eye change color, with
right, and then the physics teacher saying, "You're too good to use these formula. You have to compete from the heart." You know, like that kind of.
Amazing.
You're too good for physics.
That's so good. Okay, Jamie, what's your bond?
So I have Veronica uses she, they pronoun. She's a teacher assistant. I'm going to say for the physics teacher. Why not? Let's have that grow tighter. But they are a criminal element. They are helping me. I am, ever since the grimoire whispers to me sometimes when I sleep, and I'm trying to find the other aspects, like the other books that the grimoire wants me to get. But this is totally my own decision. I'm doing it, of my own free will, or so I think. And I think Veronica is always wearing an accessory of some kind that's like black glittery, like reminiscent of the energy of the grimoire.
Nice. Okay. Love it. All right. So we have Osiris, Mr. Tyler, and Veronica as your pawns. That's character creation, which means we get to play a game. Let me save these changes. There we go. Cool. I got my little thing. All right. So where's my thing here? Everyone at El Camino Community College of Magic and Technology, where you all attend as mage students, has been invited to a party hosted by the Science and Thaumaturgy Club. And for some reason, everyone thinks this will be the party of the century. We are going to open the game with you all arriving at their house, at their club's house. Think of it like a frat house, but not with all the baggage that comes with frat houses. So, who gets there first? Yeah.
Totally
Okay.
me.
Okay.
So uncool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
In the Science and Thaumaturgy Club?
Of
Oh,
course.
Okay. So you're there already.
Yeah.
Okay. Then that means we'll do you last then, because you'll already be inside, and we'll have everybody walking up to the house. So who do we see walking up to the house first? It can't be the prep because fashionably late. So
Exactly.
Is it Simon or Parker?
So I'm trying to keep some space between me and Parker, and so I will probably chill out and wait, and I'll go in after Parker goes in.
Then
Okay.
it's Parker. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Parker, what song is playing as the camera fades in?
What song? Damn.
Duran.
No.
Okay.
Well, that's got to be Simon's intro, right?
Yeah.
Totally just kidding.
There is a Lighthearted playlist on Spotify if anybody wants to listen to it or have a look at it. It's got some pretty good stuff in there.
Yeah, I just followed it today. It's very good.
Oh, yes. I should look at this playlist.
Do you want a suggestion?
Sure. Why not?
Okay. How about Los Angeles by X?
Sure.
Okay. So I hope this doesn't come through the stream. Yeah. All right. So we get like a heavy bop, 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 as the camera is panning along a sidewalk. And it comes up, and we see what kind of are you wearing? Like boots, combat boots? Like what does Parker wear?
Yeah, combat boots, and Parker driving a motorcycle.
Oh yes, okay. So then we come up we're following the asphalt, and we come up on a motor, the back tire of a motorcycle, and then it comes to a stop at a sidewalk, and the kickstand goes out, and we see the boot, and then Parker gets off, and X is playing in the background. Give us a quick scene of what do you look like? What are you wearing?
Yeah. So Parker's in her classic leather jacket, but definitely looks a little bit extra accoutrement for the evening. A couple new studs, maybe a new patch, and she dismisses a little sort of fake glamored helmet that she was wearing. You don't want to get pulled over, but you don't actually want the wind stopping it to be in your hair. And just sort of shakes herself out a little bit and goes, all right. And walks just sort of confidently into the beat right to the house.
Nice. And I think this is contrasted by the number of Volvos that are on either side of the motorcycle. You're out of place in this scene. What did they have in this house that you are here to steal?
I think that there is a experimental engine,
Ooh.
and I want to steal it to put into my bike.
Yes. Okay. All right. Engine. Okay. Awesome. So the camera pushes past, like you move into the house, and then the camera pans to the other side, and we can tell like some time has gone by because some people walk in front of the camera to show that like some time has passed, and we see I think we see Simon coming up the walk. What is Simon? Give us that scene. What does that look like? And which Duran Duran song comes on?
I think it's Rio, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Rio that's on, and I think he keeps looking back at his Volvo to make sure. Did I lock it? I locked it. Did I lock it? I locked it. I locked it. And then he checks his double Windsor knot on his tie to make sure that's good. He's got his cue stick on, and make sure Parker goes in first, so there's some space, right? But looks around, checks everything out. Who else is around? Who else is going in? Do I know anyone else? Kind of like a recon, and walking slow, taking it easy. I don't want to be too eager to get in there, but I really want to get in there. I want to see what's going on in there.
Yeah. So I have a question. Who dragged
Mhm.
you here?
Who dragged me? I think maybe I think it's Mr. Tyler, right? I think there's some pressure there, right? So I'm kind of pressured into being here. I'm just trying to make the most
Is
of
he
it.
trying to get you to join the club?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think he couched it as there's some influential, some very knowledgeable folks I may want to network and get in contact with, and this is where it's happening at. So you should be there if you're serious about being a 9-ball player.
Okay. And then a follow-up. Who do you not want to see inside? Who are you hoping to avoid? But I think we might know if that's Parker or not.
Yeah, I think I'm avoiding having a real conversation with Parker. I think that's what's happening there. I don't think it's anything other than that's a hard conversation, and it's easy if I can keep pushing it off, right?
Nice. Okay, cool. So then fashionably late, the camera fades out and then comes back up. What is Steph driving?
So Steph doesn't drive. Steph is driven. So there's a chauffeur there, of course, picked up by Mommy Dearest. But it is a beautiful white convertible. Daddy wanted me to bring the limousine, but I said that'd be too much. So it's a white convertible.
Very nice. And who did you bring here to impress your rival? Who's your date?
So my family, and I'm going to say this right now, I stole this from Los Espookies, which is a great show. So my family, we're very rich because we come from a magical chocolate empire. And my parents want me to make nice to the boy who owns the cookie empire. So, because we're like to join our industries together. So he's here with me. His name's Antonio. And we come in matching outfits. Also, the song is Material Girl by Madonna, in case anyone wanted to know.
Perfect. So we see Steph getting out and Antonio. Does Antonio open the door, or is it the chauffeur that opens the door?
I think Antonio wants to be polite and is about to do it. I'm like, oh, no, dear. We don't touch anything. People do that for us.
Awesome. I love the idea that so then do we see you approach the front door, and I think there is a moment where someone sees you coming and just goes and opens the door, and they're like, why did I, like, we can see that they don't know why they did it, but they had to, and so the door opens and we see the interior of this house. What is that where we find Molly?
Sorry. Yes. Yeah, I think so.
Awesome. What is Molly wearing? What's their big? I got ready for the party.
Yeah, so Molly is somebody who you really only ever saw in jeans and a button-down shirt and suspenders in high school, and now she's wearing like a floofy pink dress, but she's obviously somebody who has not dressed up very much, right? She just looks a little uncomfortable. And yeah, she's got like a floofy pastel pink skirt with like a spaghetti strap top. And I think her hair is down and she has like a headband. And fairy wings. I think I have fairy wings too. That's what my character sheet said.
Oh, nice. So you have like a glamour of fairy wings?
Yeah.
Nice. Are they are you good at illusion magic?
Yeah, I think I'm halfway good at it.
Okay. So we got some good cool looking fairy wings off the back. The question, who do you need to tell how you feel at this party? And what is your plan to get close to them?
Is this when you're gonna finally tell Parker, or is it someone new?
I think that's a good question. I don't actually think it's Parker because Parker is clearly out of my league, and I just, that ship has sailed. Maybe when she pays me back, but it would be weird if I asked her out when she owes me a bunch of money. That would be weird.
This is such a geek problem, but yeah.
I think actually it is somebody from the club. Maybe the person who sort of was the ambassador, like the outreach person of the club, was like, hey, you should join this club. And my plan, what is my plan to do this thing? I've totally snuck a specific song into the playlist rotation. That's like their favorite song. And I know exactly what time it's supposed to come up because I timed everything perfectly. So I'm going to get them into like a corner space at that time when the music is playing, and confess my crush.
Okay, is it Gary or Wyatt?
Oh, it's Wyatt.
Okay.
Also, I know precisely what song is playing when the camera first sees me.
Oh, yes, please.
It's Weird Science.
Oh. Awesome.
Yeah.
So Weird Science comes up. We see your awesome outfit. And I think you see Steph coming in. And that's when like a big chunk of people just sort of like push through the room and cause like, and then we see like you get like carried off with that, and then it parts so that Steph can enter the party.
Yep.
All right, let's see. So, which room do we start in? Where do we see Steph like take their like? Where does Steph set up shop?
Ooh, yeah. I think there has to be like a special room that was set aside for me. Everybody knows at these parties, if Steph doesn't have their own VIP section, then they're going to be blacklisted, which you don't want. So I think there's a special. It's near the kitchen, but it's kind of like the equivalent of a game room. I think Steph sees a Dungeons and Darkness book in the corner and is like, oh, have to control myself. Caught that show. But I think we started that like study room, game room area.
Okay. So we see Steph there with Dungeons and Darkness happening off in the distance, and we see that you are clearly watching that happen while Antonio smoozes someone nearby. Your rival approaches. Who are they? actually, let's bring in a bond. Is it Osiris or Veronica? Is it your bond or is it Parker's?
Yeah, I want to say it's Osiris.
Okay. So I think Osiris, even though they're like super goth, they're also like really, really mysterious, which gets them like prep level. So they're a goth, but they carry favor as if they were a prep.
Can I say, like, no matter how much goth they put on themselves, they're unfortunately just insanely beautiful, like inside and out, and it kills me. I hate it so much.
And so I think they come up behind you, and they say something like, "Jonesing for the old days."
Hello, Osiris. I didn't smell the sewer, so I didn't know you were already here.
Ooh. I need to ask how you are feeling, because in this game, at the beginning of a scene, we set your emotional state. So I'm going to talk about the emotion spectrum real quick. So in this game, when you want to do something, you're going to roll a die for a trait like bod, motor, mental, psych, sway, stuff like that. And you're going to roll a die for your emotion, how you're feeling. But at the start of a scene, you pick what emotion your character's feeling when they come into a scene. Red is for like wrath and passion. Orange is aggressive or vigilant. Yellow is joyous or optimistic. Green is peaceful or trusting. Blue is surprised or scared. Indigo is sad or remorseful. And violet is unfeeling or detached. So when you came into this room, how did you feel?
Ooh, when I first came in. Yeah, I'm going to say... I'm going to say red. Like I had to like put myself into the zone, like, because this is a performance I have to put on.
Yeah.
So I have to put my fire and my passion into it.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and put a little X in the box there for red, and that'll be your emotional state. This will move around as we roll dice. So to get a feel for how dice work, I'm going to ask you to make a reaction roll, because they are threatening you to out you as a Dungeons and Darkness player.
Did we used to play together? Oh no. Like terrible.
And so I think this is the risk here is that they might scare you. Like maybe they'll give you a condition. But you can see if you are strong enough to ignore that. So what you would do is choose the emotion that you, or the trait that you think fits this action, possibly psych for like emotional, you know, keeping your emotions in check. And then how you feel about the action, how you feel about them possibly outing you.
Ooh. Yeah, so I think it's so psych makes sense to me. And I think in terms of them, yeah, I'm going to say blue, like surprised, scared.
Okay.
I think that makes sense.
So when you pick an emotion, the die that you roll depends on how far away it is from your current emotion. Because red is your current emotion, that would be rolled at a D8. Orange would be a D6 because it's right next to it. And anything else is a D4. So if you go to the abilities tab here, you can click there's an action roll and a help roll. You can click show in macro bar, and then you'll get a little button down in the bottom of your screen that will sort of prompt you along the way what dice you're rolling.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So the first one is my trait, right? So that is at a D6.
Yeah.
And then the next one is a D4.
Yep.
All right, let's see how it goes. Da-da. Oh, no modifiers, right? Just submit.
No modifiers.
Okay. All right.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
So you rolled a 1 and a 2, so you didn't. So the way that the dice work in this game, they're compared to a banded success like PBTA, but the numbers are a little bit different because of the dice we use. So if you get a snake eyes, which is double ones, then that is worst case. The risk is realized, bad things happen. If you get a 2 or 3, then the risk comes true and you don't get what you want, which is probably to not feel scared. On a 4 to 7, then you get what you want, but there's a compromise there. You don't get everything you wanted, or you get what you want, but the risk is realized, that kind of thing. On an 8 plus, you get what you wanted, and you don't get whatever the risk was. And on a 12 plus, things go exceedingly well. You get more than you expected. The way you can get to things like a 12 plus is because dice explode in this game. So if you roll the highest number on a die, you get to roll it again and keep adding it to the total. So you also have heart. You start with 3 heart, which I forgot to give you a place to put to track. But you can spend heart to re-roll your dice, and you re-roll both dice. So you would just do the same roll again if you wanted to spend a heart to not have that happen, or to try to roll better.
Yeah, I think I'd love to see how that works for sure. And then, can I also say that I was acting like a snob and gain a heart because I was trying to put someone down to maintain?
Yeah, definitely.
Mentioning the superiority. So I have 4 heart. Okay. So I can use the 1 now. Okay. I actually forgot I took that. I'm just so naturally a snob in this character.
You're going to have so much heart.
So I'm going to roll again. This is so much fun. Okay. So I got it right. So it's a D6 and a D4.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. It's a 3.
Okay, you got a 3. You can keep going and keep spending hard if you want to, or we can keep a 3 and you'll take an emotional condition.
I want to try one more time. Just to like and I think the way that this is represented is there's a quick montage of all the times we played Dungeons and Darkness together.
Yeah. So we're seeing the flashback.
Yeah. And it's me re-rolling the dice in that flashback.
Yes. Nice.
I'm gonna try one more time. Okay. D6, D4. Okay, 6.
Oh, all right. Nice. So you blew up your D4. So you got a 4, and then the second time it was a 2, so you got a 6 total. Which is a partial success, which means you're not going to take the condition because you were trying not to do that. But what is something you let slip that you wouldn't want Osiris to know?
Yeah, I think what I let slip is I think he sees it. He sees Antonio come in. He recognizes that Antonio looks exactly like the NPC I created in our campaign. Like it's just,
You've had Antonio dressed as like.
I did, and so there's this sense of like, uh-oh.
Okay.
But I think he senses that Antonio doesn't know, but Antonio has been used in that fashion. So
awesome. Okay. So we see this like this struggle, and then we see this exchange. What's your parting shot to Osiris before this scene cuts out?
I'm going to look, and I'll say, "Oh, Osiris, don't worry, sweetie. You'll catch up in a few years, darling." And then,
nice. And the camera swirls through the party scene, and we see Parker, what's something we see like off in the next room, like some weird magical antic thing that's happening?
People are playing anti-gravity beer pong.
Nice. Is Parker playing or just observing this activity?
Parker's winning.
Parker's winning this activity. Yes. Okay. So I think so. Yeah. So we see Parker win a game, right? We see them finish a game, and then I think someone else steps up to like they're gonna play next, and it's like we get the feeling that they are good at this game. Who do we see step up? Is it another character?
Can that be Wyatt?
Oh yeah, for sure. So Wyatt is a huge geek. But he is dressed to the nines tonight. Like someone dressed him. He's dressed almost as good as Steph. Like not as good as Steph, but almost as good as Steph. And he steps up and he's trying to be as confident as possible. And you get the sense that he's got some sort of this is more than you've ever seen from this person. Like they clearly were a background person not to be paid attention to, and now they're commanding attention. And they sort of come up to the thing and they grab the ball and they say, "Another game."
If you want to lose, sure.
Oh, okay, and like they like get back, and they're clearly doing the math as they step back, and they go to like toss the ball. It's gonna land in a cup. Do you do anything to prevent that from happening?
I mean, landing in one cup isn't the end of the game.
No?
No, yeah, let's see what happens.
Okay, so I think we get like this quick montage of like you and Wyatt playing the game. Molly, I'm going to ask you to come in and add details as for Wyatt. And Parker, go ahead and why don't we go around everybody add a detail to this game? We'll end with Parker because you're going to end up rolling to see how the game goes. So let's start with Simon. What's something that we see happening in this game of anti-grav beer pong?
I think some of the cups have like hidden. So all the cups are not equal, right? And we don't know, right, until the ball is in the cup that maybe that's a bonus cup and it adds some complexity to the game, right? So maybe instead of just one drink, now you got to take 5, right? Because it's that special cup, right?
The cups are magically larger on the inside?
I think so, yes. I like that. Yeah.
So it hits and there's like a plunk and you're like, oh, crap.
Right. Nice.
That was
like
a bonus
that,
cup. Nice. Steph, what's another thing we see happening in this game?
I think there's some of the cups, like it's. I think there's like one, like that's a trick cup, right? And if a ball goes into it, it's going to go into this little portal, where there's going to be this little like gopher, like this magical pink glitter gopher that's going to come out, and you get extra points if you can try to get that gopher to come out.
Okay, nice. Who lands the gopher cup? Do we see Parker or Wyatt?
Yeah, I feel like it's got to be Parker.
Okay,
I think that would be really cool.
nice. Molly, what's something else we see?
Yeah, so I think as the game goes on, like Wyatt is clearly trying to show off, although to who, it is unclear. And so one of his shots is that typical thrown it over his shoulder shot, right? I'm not looking, I'm just that good.
Nice. Does it go in, or is it just like
I think it goes in. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. So they're doing their showboating and it's working.
Yeah.
And the crowd in the room is starting to get really hyped but like everyone's neck is hurting because everyone's on the game's on the ceiling, so they're like looking up. What do we see, Parker? How do we see the game close out?
I think at the end of the game, there are like a few gravity shifts. Like the cups like move onto different walls and like start spinning and orbiting each other and things like that. And so it's a lot of like weird trick shots where you're trying to bounce a ball off a cup into a different cup and things like that. A big showboaty crescendo finish.
Nice. Do we get like what would the song be like? Walking on Air or something like that?
What about the Plasmatics? Something from them.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Cool. So yes, we have that playing. The crowd's going nuts. It's time to roll the dice and see how the game goes for you. So this is probably motor.
Mm-hmm.
And then we need to know how you were feeling at the top. So what was your emotional state coming into this scene?
Joyous.
Oh, nice. Okay, we'll pull up Parker. And then how do you feel about this last shot that you're taking?
Probably the one step away of orange, like vigilant.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So then you're rolling a D10 and a D6.
Mm-hmm. Motion D6. Cool. No modifier.
No, unless you have some reason that you would get a bonus here.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
What did I get? Ooh,
So
I
we
got
got a
Roll
6. Okay.
That
So
means the die explodes. Is that right? Or
well, it was the D10 got a 6.
The D6 got a 5.
Yeah.
got it.
So your total was a 6, which means you get what you want, but there's some sort of drawback. So did you get a little drunk? Like, did you have to drink too many cups, but you won?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's probably a condition on. Do we want to put that on motor or bod? Do you think that's more affecting your motor or your bod?
Let's screw with my best stat. Let's put it on motor.
So while you have a condition on a die on a trait or an emotion, you don't get to roll that die. But if you would need to roll that die, you just roll whatever the other thing is. So like you would only roll a d6 for your emotion and not the d10 for your motor if you had to do a similar thing right after this. So yeah, and it wasn't a terrible, it was just a mixed success. So you get to write it. So however you think that affects your character, go ahead and add a little condition underneath that.
And how did those get cleared?
Conditions get cleared narratively. So you're gonna have to sober up.
All right.
So go get some coffee or whatever that looks like for you. And then, so I'm gonna put game room. All right. And then I think the camera pushes through. We're moving through the house. This is like the series of rooms that we're finding. Where do we see Simon? Oh, you're muted.
So I think what's going on in the study room?
That's where Steph was. And kids are playing Dungeons and Darkness in there. Excuse me.
So I think I think Simon's, maybe it's the kitchen. So I think there's a physics conversation going on, right? And he's in the middle of that.
Okay. In the kitchen. Nice. Okay. So we see you in the kitchen having a conversation about physics. Is Molly in the scene as well?
So I think Molly is between both rooms.
I was just going to say that.
Right? I think she's trying to watch Wyatt, right?
Yeah.
But I think she also wants to be a part of that physics conversation.
Yes.
Right.
So is Molly distracted? Like, are you having trouble keeping an eye on both things?
I mean, yeah, let's say yes.
Okay. So when someone says, actually, did you take well, actually?
No, I did not.
Okay. I know what happens. Wyatt storms through the door, clearly upset at his loss. And Simon is like in the conversation, but can see this happening. And so Wyatt like goes to press past you. And he has to kind of like, it's a tight squeeze, right? So he like bumps into you a little bit and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. But he like bumps up against you and tries to get past you.
Oh, I super freeze up. Like, what are words? How do I, In
the background, Parker is yelling and taunting. Oh, you're just gonna go. Oh, come on. You don't even want to try again.
And I'm like fully blushing. Yeah.
So Simon, you can see this happening. Do you do anything or do you just watch this play out?
You get a heart for that, BT Dubs.
Yeah.
I think he goes to high five Wyatt, kind of like a tough break, good shot, good attempt, tough call, some sympathy.
And he goes to high five you, and he's like, I thought I should have had it. And he's kind of this like, I don't know, like he feels like he already decided he won before he played. Like you can see someone on tilt, right? Like you've played pool enough that you know when someone is like is right at the point where they're kind of losing it. And he's like, I gotta talk to Lorelai. And like he goes to walk past you to go out the room.
So I'll say she's in there, and I'll point just past where Molly is. I'm trying to give Molly another shot at this.
And he goes, "Oh, really?" And he turns to look back into the game room, and we can see we see Molly standing there, and he is clearly not looking at Molly. Like he's trying to find whoever's behind, because he's looking for Lorelai, and he's like looking past. And so Molly, what do we see? Like the camera gets a close up of Molly for a second, and there's like what music plays? Is it like Time After Time or something comes up?
Oh yeah,
again,
Yeah.
the same song. Like, is that your song every time you're getting ready to try to say something?
And so like what do we see happen?
Yeah, so I think she still like fairly furiously blushing, but she kind of is standing up a little bit straighter now. The wings look amazing, and I think the way that they kind of come out, he can't not like move his eyes towards them. And I think this time she's actually, what does she say to him? Like, it's fine. You played so well. Like maybe Parker was using magic or something.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I should have won. Thanks, Molly. You're the best. I should still probably find Lorelai though. And he like tries to look over your shoulder. Do you try to keep his attention or?
No, I think I have used all of my vocabulary currently. I need to go recover some more language.
And so he looks over your shoulder, and he doesn't see any, like, you don't know who he's looking for. You've never heard him talk about Lorelai before. So like, who the hell is that? And he's looking over your shoulder, and he's looking around. He's like, not in there. All right, well, thanks. And he like taps you on the shoulder, like with his fist. And and he goes to leave.
I think after he turns away, right, the camera sees me being like about to be like, maybe we could dance later, which I say to empty air, right?
Oh my gosh, it's so tragic. And I think the scene fades. Like actually, Simon, do you have anything to do there?
I think before they break, I think Simon can see Molly's face and her hesitation. And so I think Simon is doing the grab him. Grab him.
Rawr.
Right.
Amazing. And then so that scene like kind of fades out, and I think we pick up with what's the commotion that's happening outside. So I think there's a pool in the backyard. What do we find outside that's like causing everyone to want to run out back?
Oh, it's got to be a fight.
Oh, is there a fight happening?
It's gonna be a fight,
Okay.
fight, like that kind of. I'm just drawing upon my American movies. I'm gonna be honest. Like,
Yeah. So there is a fight by the pool, and I think it's is Mr. Tyler fighting Veronica outside by the pool?
Oh my gosh, that'd be hilarious.
Like not like they're not fist fighting. Like
Right.
Veronica clearly wants it to be a fist fight, and he is trying to make it not a fist fight, but he's yelling at them about something.
Yeah, and I think what people are chanting for is like to get them to fight as in like a magic duel. I think that's what they're trying to get them to do.
Oh my gosh, yes. So there's like this duel chant. What song is playing?
Oh, it's got to be Eye of the Tiger, right?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That's correct.
Oh my, yes, that is one of my favorite songs.
So people are pouring out of the house into the backyard. So the lights in Lighthearted, everything is kind of like neon, right? So everything's this neon glow. What's the lighting outside by the pool? What color do we have?
Yeah, I just watched Riverdale too. So like I feel like it's gotta be like this pink on one side and blue on the other. Like it doesn't make any sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
The classic bisexual lighting.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh
that
my
is
gosh, I was subconsciously bisexual in the moment. That's so good.
so like we get that kind of vibe. Okay, cool. So we get this like pink and blue. Everybody's lit like really well, but it's out by a pool and it's clearly out in the night. The blue must be like the stars, and the pink is like the light coming from the house. And so they're trying to initiate a magic duel. Mr. Tyler is doing his best not to. Does anybody step in?
I think unless Parker wants to say something, because I was thinking of like stepping in and saying, now, my dears, we know that we must follow proper protocol, and I think like Steph like snaps their fingers, and there are people who suddenly show up to like make sure everybody has the proper dueling outfits that's necessary. Like, just give my people a moment.
Nice.
So I'm obviously trying to push for this duel to happen, right?
Yeah. Well, then, I mean, we need the duel to happen. That sounds about right. So then I think the camera cuts, and now they're in their proper dueling outfits, which look like what exactly?
Oh my gosh, I want to say it has to be the gayest version of like, like I'm thinking of like Revolutionary Girl Utena, so that's like a kind of military-esque, like with the, what do you call those fringy things on top, right?
Epaulettes.
But it's like, there you go.
Yeah.
So they have like these like golden capulets, but they're all in like neon pastel colors, right? And they have to have the proper dueling swords. Oh yeah, it's the 80s, so huge shoulder pads, right? Like just creating this like, and of course, like I think we have to talk about the music. Like, what music is playing as the duel?
Yeah. What's the like more dramatic? Because we came in on Eye of the Tiger. So what's the more dramatic song that comes in that's like, oh my gosh, is this duel gonna happen?
Ooh.
Is it sort of like almost like the like building intensity sort of thing, where you could do like Blue Monday or something like that?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bum,
Great.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so that's like we get this like synth kind of coming up. Oh, what's up, Molly? Oh, I thought that was a hand coming up. And so so this is coming up, and like Mr. Tyler looks like he knows how to duel. Like he's been in a magical duel before, but he really does not want to duel this person. But like the crowd has demanded this happen. And they like step back and start pulling in light from places. And so when you do magic in Lighthearted, you draw in the available light and build these like neon sigils in front of you that are like these big neon signs that sort of like turn into whatever the effect is that you want. And so we can see them drawing in energy, and they're about to like blast at each other when poof, this like suddenly their dueling outfits are gone. There is a kind of tall, beautiful woman just standing between them, and they're like, now, not at my party. And did we want to take, I know there was a break that was coming at some point. Is this a good point? Is this a good time for that break?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's perfect.
Cool. All right. Well, then we will be back in 10 minutes? Perfect. So then, Strauss, you hit us with a break. Thank you.